Okay, I just revisited Mulan 2020. In my original review, I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good, but I just wanted to break down my second experience. So, first of all, I need to talk about the story. It's the same as the original, but different in a way. It's not shot for shot. Uh, this movie is aimed at young teens and adults. There's no songs, and there's no Mushu, so I'm not going to break down all the differences as planned. So, oh, if I'm not going to spoil the plot, at least I'll try my best to break down some differences. Is is I'm trying to break down some differences. Is trying to see. I should have some differences. Okay, I'm going to break down some differences, so I'm not going to spoil the story for you. So, the movie begins with Mulan's childhood. Good idea, cause every Disney live action remake had to have a a backstory. It happened with Alice in Wonderland. Maleficent was Aurora. Cinderella was Cinderella. Jungle Book with Mowgli. Let's see, Beauty and the Beast with Belle. Christopher Robin. Mm, Dumbo with Dumbo. Lion King, and now this. So that's the first thing they changed from the original. Also, instead of fa, it's hua. And while the horse was originally named Khan, it's now uh Blackwind, Win, but I will still call him Blackwind. And also, considering that Shang is not well liked, of course Commander Tung is just Chirrut Amway as an Imperial commander. And with Chang Hung Hoi, he's basically this movie's equivalent of Mena Massoud's Aladdin from the Guy Ritchie Aladdin movie. So, what a nice spin, because I said it before. Liu Yifei should be with Yosin An, not Hayden Christensen. And Mulan deserves to be with Hung Hoi, not Anakin Skywalker like back on Outcast. And the villain, uh, Boricon, he's basically the Shan Yu with a mix of Emperor Palpatine, and not to mention, in, in the he's a Roron instead of a Hun, which draws inspiration from um uh uh the Legend of Mulan, Rise of a Warrior from 2009. Namely, that was the movie the Yu Fei auditioned, but Jet Li wasn't able to figure out how to direct it. Instead of uh, an instead of a falcon like in the original, it can turn into a lady. Instead of the Huns, it's Rorons. In the original, Mulan is first seen eating rice, which is a Chinese dish because I love rice. But this one, she had to chase a chicken, which means that it's just like the scene in the original when she was feeding the chicken to her dog. So because the dog wasn't in the remake, I guess, it had to be a chicken. In the original, Mulan is the only child, but she had a younger sister named Huanzhu in this one because, oh, Aladdin 2019, Jasmine has a handmaiden. We got to give Mulan a sister in this because we want to showcase Asia's as, as royal female figures with their female companions. And so basically, Jasmine can't be on her own. She needs a handmaiden. Mulan can't be on her own. She needs a sister. And also, because there was no name for or the village in the original, they called it Tulu in this one. Because in the original, the village had no name. And instead of random houses, it was built to look like a coliseum. While, while the movie did pay tribute to songs from the original, there was no music, which I said before. And Christina Aguilera performed Reflection, and the same thing with Liu Fei, and she also performed Loyal Brave True. And yeah, the only songs from the original film that were heard instrumentally are Reflection and Honor to Us All. Oh, the Great Stone Dragon is smaller in this version versus the original. It's not destroyed, oid, but the Phoenix statue did damage it, and it did appear in front of a shrine with a phoenix, instead of being a few feet away. They had a phoenix statue. The shrine was dedicated to Mulan's ancestors, and the design is different. And Mulan's personality is the same, but more matured and talks in a more calming manner. And Zuul's armor is dark red instead of black, and and the Emperor's clothes are gray-black instead of yellow. Not only that um, instead of wearing a helmet before, since she never wore a helmet before leaving home in the original, she not only wraps her hair into a bun, but also wears a helmet along on his armor before getting ready for the army. That's the biggest change in this one. In the original, Mulan is having at the dinner table after arguing with her father, but in the remake, her father does. But it was still daytime during this scene. Um, 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 uh, Mulan didn't leave home right away after our honor, so she just has watched her father practice the sword. And of course, they didn't have Black Wind being startled on the skies. The scroll and were found near the closet containing the armor instead of the bed. It didn't rain after Mulan left home. It only rained a second time. Mulan was to be the lookout for the training camp. After Mulan's family learned of her departure, they did not venture outside the house. They did not venture outside the house, so it happened in the morning instead of at night. So, because they couldn't have fall to pray to the ancestors, Wazoo did it. In the original, Mulan was saying about being disguised as Ping, but she tells Commander Tong that she was Hua Jun. And of course, course, they had to remove three animals, two spirits, for a phoenix. And of course, the Huns scaled the Great Wall with hooks, but it had to have a gate because it's Yuan Pass, and the scene occurs the days that night the soldiers on the Great Wall do not light signal fires to warn all of China, uh, and the villain does not burn the flag one torches, and there's a village behind the Great Wall. I could go on and talk about differences, but I had to stop right here.